Y'all. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm hearing this song, Healing Energy on Me. Baby, can you make a wish for me? Okay. I feel like this is a reading for those of you who you operate in your spiritual gifts. That song is by Chris Brown, by the way. You operate in your spiritual gifts. Outcast could be significant. Somebody could be from Canada. You could be an Aquarius. You could be from Atlanta. I'm hearing the name Travis. I've been saying the name Travis a lot. Like a whole lot. Travis. Okay, I'm hearing the name Don. I've been seeing the name Jonathan a lot lately too. Or Cars. Okay, you're a reader. Um. Anyway. You have spiritual gifts that you use to make money online, and you've been wondering how to make your gifts disappear. You could be wanting to make your gifts disappear. Somebody could be from LA or like Compton. You could like Ice Cube. Or your mom did. You grew up on hip hop music. I don't know. Okay. I don't. When I say I don't know, I'm just channeling. I'm just channeling. Okay. Um. You know, I've been learning the words so, I don't know, and but are words that imply nothing. Like, I don't, you're saying that you are not sure what it is that you're saying. So, therefore, you want to be passive about the next thing that you're saying because you're not confident in what you're establishing. The English language is so poor. Such a trash ass language. Yeah. So be mindful of that when you're speaking. To use words that are very profound in getting your point across and saying what it is that you mean. Okay. Period. I love doing that. I don't know why. I do know why. It's just like a bitch. Let me get my point across. Okay, anyway. Let me get back to the reading, y'all. Sorry. I'm not sorry, but for those of you who are like, can you get on with it? Okay, here I go. You have gifts. I don't know if you were trying to switch how you were using your gifts online, or maybe switch to not, or if you were thinking about maybe not being online to use your gifts. It was like, well, how are you going to use them then? I just feel like some of you guys could be diving back from tarot cards or just tarot card reading tarot because you were feeling ungifted. You were just out of alignment. Okay. Also, for those of you who are not necessarily readers, but you make, I don't know why I heard sweatshop. You make some type of, you could own like a wellness or a metaphysical or a body center, something about wellness, body, spa. It's also a spiritual gift because you know how to transmute energy. So be mindful of that too, right? But you've been worried about spending money or how you're making money using your gift. Yeah, my phone just vibrated. You could also be having like it's enough. Like the way that I've been doing things, it's enough. You're tired. Some of you guys could be experiencing like transportation issues. Okay. Spirit is not letting up. Like they want you to continue doing what you're doing. Because eventually you're going to get where you need to get to. Where you're going to get to. Not where you need to, but where you're going to. Like the plan that they have for you will you gonna ride that wave right into your spiritual abundant, like a spiritual abundant time, place, frequency that's meant for you. Okay, because we got the study card, infinite abundance. Okay, bottom of the deck it's books. So I'm definitely talking to someone who is a reader, or just a researcher when it comes to astrology. Some of you also are into the fine arts, publication, again books, Owls can be very significant. The number 13, you could be a master of the dark arts. And I say that the reason that I say that is one, to reference Harry Potter. Oh, some funny type stuff. But on the other hand, it's like to your family, to people who are not aware of what your spiritual ministry is. They would say, "Oh, that's the dark arts," but because you're so well versed in something that they don't know anything about, so for them it's the dark, right? Because they don't know, right? So when people don't know, they're hidden from what they cannot see, correct? So it's something that they don't know. Yeah. Uh, but the spirit is saying keep going, okay? Yeah, the crumbling, okay? What's coming out of you, what's being purged out of you in a time like this is like, because I don't know why God was guided to say at a time like this is my tower card, but I'm not going to read it to you as tower energy, because what is literally happening right now, and this card again is the crumbling, is that your old stuff and those old foundations and the way they used to move, be, breathe, all of that and think is no longer a part of the timeline in which you will start operating in, because spirit is going to now move you forward into your gift. You're going to live there, thrive there, be there, go. Like the more that you study, the occult, esoteric knowledge, utilize it. Whether you utilize it in readings, whether you utilize it in tinctures, the things that you create, herbal remedies, spiritual whatever it is that you do and how you operate in that gift, that is your calling. That is your path. That is your purpose. Like that's part of your passion. When you operate in your passion, you know there's a purpose in it, because it's going to heal somebody. I feel like you don't trust that yet. You're not fully aware of, like, hello, this is what's meant. This is what's meant for you. You could still be searching, trying to connect with the outside world and community that don't belong to you, because you're a different breed, my baby. You're on a different frequency. You're on a different spiritual path. Some people like to equate the word witch with you, when the only thing that you know when it comes to sorcery is how to alchemize something. If you say there's pain, well, let me turn it into healing. Right? If there's an issue, how do we create a solvent for it, a solution? Right? So if there's pain there, then let me create a solvent that gives it the solution of no longer hurting. Well, if that makes me a witch because I know how to solve problems, then I think we would all be in witchcraft, wouldn't we? Right? They would all make us witches and warlocks, would they not? You know, when you break things down to people like that, and they go, "Oh, well, never thought of it like that before." Well, yeah, I know, because of the way that we're given information can be very much informative, 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 informative. I think that's right. It can be very misleading. There you go. So if you're given something and you're giving specific knowledge about something and it's always this, and you only see it in the scope of this, then you can't see it in the light, right? Because it becomes dark. Because it's not light, it's not being shown on it. Which is the reason the occult is actually the illumination of seeing something. Right? Just like the Illuminati. It's the light. It's being able to see things for what they are when, people practice them under dark pretenses, and it's hushed and it's pushed away, and no, we won't do that. We don't talk about that. But it's performed so widespreadly, it's just given, it's looked at in a different scope. Right? So, yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Let us continue. I don't know why I want to say continue. Beavis and Butthead. Somebody could be born in the 90s here, or you're just connecting with your inner child. Some of you guys could, and when I say born into the 90s, R. Kelly, hey, honey. Hey, that's the definition of a hot. Okay, I messed up the whole song. But anyway, you could have been born in like the 80s, 70s, but the 90s is like a relic for you, like that. What a time. Like, what a time. I was born in the 80s, but the 90s was everything. What a time. Anytime I see anything from the 90s, it's such a nostalgic moment. I'm like, baby, absolutely. It just takes me back to that period of time where life felt safe. Where life was safe. The world today is crazy. Okay? The world today is insane. Okay? Gen Z is wild. I'm a millennial. The Gen Z is crazy. Okay? Yes, mirror. Okay? And they think we're, and the generation before us, millennials, think that we're crazy too, right? But anyway, what you see is what you get with this mirror card. And so, um, I'm sorry, I missed this other two cards, y'all. I don't even know if I showed them to y'all. Let's take a break. And the angel light, I'm hearing you are the light, right? So take a break. Remember who you are, right? Anything that is reflected to you, mirror, mirror, anything that's reflected to you is a chance and an opportunity to learn how to. For some of you, you'll be like, I look right past it. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point on your healing journey, you realize that you don't take everything so personally. Some of you guys have spiritual gifts where you see things very interdimensional. Because I just looked at this car, and the way I saw it, Harry Potter could be insignificant. The way I just saw this car across the street looked like it was in the tree. This blue car looked like it was in the tree. And I think Ron Isley, Ron Weasley, Ron Weasley. Maybe somebody just listened to a Ron Isley song, okay? But that Ron Weasley, the Weasley's house, I believe they had a car in the tree. But and back to what I was saying is that when you see things, it's like I'm hearing the word perpendicular. It's like you see things from, maybe you don't look at things perpendicular. I hope I'm using that correctly, but it's like maybe I'm not. But you see things interdimensional, like multi-dimensional, because it's like you can see things from this perspective and that, right? Like you don't just see things with one lens. And for a lot of you, I feel like also with this mirror energy, it's like what people, especially if you're a light, you being a light worker, what people try to project onto you, you see so clearly exactly what that is and what that means and how to recover from it, how to move beyond it. It's not a thing where you it's not a thing where you internalize it too much. You know what I mean? You're like, I know exactly how to see beyond this, if that makes sense. Okay. It's like, I know how, because it's like, how do I describe that energy? I know exactly how to see beyond it. I know exactly how to see beyond it. It's like, exactly. It's a projection. Okay, it's very matrixy. It's like, even, okay, you could see it as, because I feel like I was rambling at some point. I lost my train of thought. You see it as like, okay, I'm watching, I see this. It could be for exactly what it is. You could see something for beyond the illusion of what's trying to be painted. Because the car being stuck in the tree is like, is it really there? Does it really matter? Is that really my issue? Like, I could see why the car got stuck in the tree. This world isn't real anyways. Like that type of thing, okay? We have birthing a new age, okay? So birthing a new age is just you gaining spiritual enlightenment, okay? You see how bright that card is? I feel like that the lighting on this is so dope. It's so real. I feel like it's getting even brighter as we focus on it. Like, do you see how bright you are? how illuminated you are. Like, I think people really try to gaslight you, don't they? People really try to gaslight you and make you feel like you're not who you really are. Like, you don't feel exactly what you feel. Like, a frequency, you know, you know, you know. You're one of those people. You could be a number two, life path number. It's not a number two, like you're a number two when it comes to just uh, uh, what is that other number called? There's another number and I can't remember what it's called, but you could be a two where you know how to create things based off of frequency. Like, frequency is everything to your spiritual journey because you know exactly how things are being projected. You're a feeler. Like, people telling you not to be in your emotions means that they just don't want you to. It's like they want to shut off your superpower. Like, no, that's exactly how I know how in tune I am, because the feeling, I've been very in touch with my feelings. It makes me spiritually gifted. There's a great line between rationality and feelings. But when you know that you're a rational thinker, especially if you have like air as your Venus or your moon, even if you're like a water, like you have that great factor of like air, earth, fire, maybe, but you got some water prominent in your chart, but you got that earth and that air factor. You're thinking. Trust me, I'm thinking, but I'm also very emotionally in tune. So I know what's up. I know what's going on, right? Don't let nobody psych you. Don't let nobody trick you out your gift or your spiritual power. Be mindful of that. Because you know what you know. And you feel what you feel. Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. Yeah, and talking. Okay, you can have a lot of people talking about you and your spiritual gifts. Okay, people could be like, yeah, you're so far off. You're so disconnected. But it's like, I disconnect from the world so that I can be more in tune with me. How dare you ever say, look, boundaries card. And it wasn't a reverse, so I did turn it, to the upright. But it was like, I disconnect from the world so that I can be more in tune with me, because the more, I feel like Kevin Gates, what I'm saying is, he's an Aquarius. When I'm more in tune with myself, it allows me to be able to go throughout the world and be more in tune with myself. And I know, okay, this is how this made. I know what you're doing. I know what you want. I know what you want and how that makes me feel. I know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, people could be like, I don't know, someone here, you could be an Aries. Somebody could also feel like it's very scary when they feel like they don't feel you, or they feel very disconnected from you, because someone feels like you're very powerful, and you could be very harmful and detrimental if you were to if you go off on your own, if you go off the grid, if you go off, like, people are like, what's going on? Where are they? Where is she? Where is he? Because they know that you're regenerating and that you're regenerating your power. You have to unplug sometimes so that you can be in tune. So when you come back, you're a beast, a mechanical beast at that, because you will operate in the frequency of everybody else, but you also know your limitations, right? Like, I know how to transcend all energy, right? You're a real life alchemist, right? You know what alchemy is about. You do. I'm sorry. Ooh. Yeah, answer the call and play. Okay, play showed up in the reverse, but I flipped it around. Okay, so they answer the call and that play card, like, play. It's time for you to come out your shell now. It's time for you to get back in tune, get in the pool, get into, you know, get into life with everybody else, because you've been sitting on the outskirts for a while, and it's really about you just having to journey back to find yourself. So even if you were quitting or retiring or feeling like something is not for you, maybe some things in particular are not. but this is, okay? And some things are not for you, and that's okay. But your calling is waiting on you to answer that. So pick up the motherfucking phone because they calling you. You ain't answering. You ain't calling back. So you got people who are worried about you. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Okay? Let me pull one more card. This one fell. Mystic Haven. Enchantment, esoteric magic, intrigue, and hidden wisdom. Share your hidden wisdom with us and your gifts. Okay? All right. That's what I have for you guys. Love and light to you. Peace.